Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Like I said already, it seems like Mondays we just kind of walk. So is Tuesdays. We also walk mainly because, well, I think the main reason is so we don't sweat that much. That's probably like the main reason. But again, I could always bring a spare T-shirt, right? But also perhaps maybe because it seems like recently our chest days and leg days are usually when the sleep hits us the most hardest. But I did sleep like a lot earlier today, last night, like I would say 30 minutes earlier. Back in my day, we used to actually wake up a lot earlier, like on Sundays and Mondays. Usually we're actually sometimes up an hour earlier than we're supposed to sleep. I used to have that, no, not used to, I still have, the rule still applies, right? The rule where it's like if you wake up earlier, there's nothing to go back to sleep. We used to do that a lot, but recently we've just been so sleepy that rule is not even existing because we wake up and there's no, we don't wake up early anymore. But we probably can easy. Well, I do is just sleep like an hour earlier, or maybe even 2 hours earlier. That's usually what happened on Tuesday. Sometimes we wake up so much earlier because we sleep a lot earlier. But that also just depends on what I was doing last night. Because sometimes on Sundays we don't even stream. Matter of fact, yesterday we didn't even stream either. But we did do a whole bunch of editing. The editing the Overwatch was definitely a long time. I actually only half edited March 14, but that's because it took too long. There's nothing really to talk about. Not really. We're just kind of just chilling here, waiting for the healing to heal us the next. Yeah, there's not too much to talk about, honestly. There's not much to talk about. It's literally just can't think of anything to say, right? What is the measure? Really start talking more hard. I mean, there's nothing really to say, right? Today's golden hour is very good. The amount of people is like pretty much less than 10. No one's training or just doing their own cardio or machines. Well, that's the, there's nothing really wrong. I think another thing that's convey about steering, besides that, I don't see any other values. But again, Reba is doing pretty good at killing the little things in the back. Luckily, we woke up just in time. I almost overdid the walk because we literally fell asleep as usual. That was actually a bit too close. Nearly fell asleep. Hmm. Golden hour is literally here. Huh. Look at golden hour. Like nothing here. Well, there's no point in going dark because we're not even wet. It's literally diamond now. Nearly. It actually is golden hour right now. It's kind of cool. There's only two people here. What do you want to do today? By the way, it's literally golden hour. There's literally like no one here, so we can kind of do whatever we want and talk a lot. Guess there's not too much to say except to start this. But yeah, it looks like today's golden hour is pretty good, and we're not too sleepy, but we did almost get knocked out in the treadmill. Let's see if I still must work on my architecture skills, engineering skills. There's nothing too much to say right now. There's actually nothing to say. No, there's nothing really to talk about, honestly. Don't know what I could say. I mean, it's like diamond hour, and there's no, it's like golden hour, but don't really have any kind of topics to say. But what am I supposed to say? Yesterday was actually quite interesting. I'll be honest though. So after hunting and fishing, we arrived home at like 11 to 12, and then I spent like nearly 2 to 3 hours editing Overwatch March 13, and then we also half edited Overwatch 14, but then I left the rest of the video to just be raw because it took way too long, and then I spent the rest of the so finished Overwatch March 13 at like 1500, finished March 14 Overwatch at around 1800, and then I had to edit the DJI footage all the way until 2000, and then I got knocked out. You know? So yesterday we had like legit. Yesterday we literally did all editing, no kind of streams or any kind of games. But on the bright side, now today we can literally do all that without worry because I did it last night. So then today I don't have to. So today we can do a longer series, and we could do some more arc. Yes, some more arc videos would be nice. Ah, yes, we also made the thumbnail, which took like 30 minutes. Yes, I remember. I had to make the arc thumbnail as well. Is there anything else to talk about? Not really. We should really be drinking the water too. Been neglecting the water a bit. Also, the walk we did wasn't even a walk. It was like a. Actually, I don't even know if you want to really count it as cardio. We were more like just holding on to the rails a bit and just falling asleep. And it's right there. You know, technically we can actually go again today if we really wanted to. It's not hard. Yeah, like technically right now, like after hunting fishing, we could go back to the mouth again. But what am I gonna do with the mouth? Get another kawaii. I already caught enough kawaii. Yeah, there's not really many other fish yet. Well, there should be lots, but it's you're gonna have to like use some kind of bait. All right, everything's kind of just moving pretty chill right now. I must say so myself. You know what I mean? Only thing about bench is that headphones slip quite a lot. Yeah, like you can see the headphones basically always falling off nearly. Golden hour still just chilling. Yeah, there's really nothing to say. Oh, actually, yeah. The food we're eating right now is a bit more fatty than the mackerel, so I'm gonna have to be. We'll see what happens. I think we're on 4 5s. I wasn't even counting. I just been thinking about what the. I don't know. Today we don't have much editing to do because we did most of the work yesterday. So today's just gonna be Earthlog edits, and that's about it. Yeah, Warzone 2. Like that really is about it. We've done the majority of the work yesterday. Usually I don't like editing videos on the same day it's been recorded, but I guess for the DJI, I guess I just let it slide because, well, reason is because for the Overwatch thing, I could have, nah, because with the Overwatch video, I had to start rendering it straight away, so it left the PC crippled, so it wouldn't even be able to do anything anyways. So I might as well just edit the DJ video. So today, we'll be doing a lot of aberration and aquatica. Gonna be great. I might do a bit of aberration now because we have a lot of aquatica videos scheduled. Like by the time you guys see, yeah, like for aquatica, you guys, it's still scheduled all the way to like the 20 something of March. So it's kind of crazy. It's like nearly a whole week in advance of just daily videos. one more and we're done. Should probably go check our weight too. I'll go check our weight once we go to the cables. I guess in the meantime, I'll go find the cables and get it ready. Oh, the cables are ready. Well, nearly. Well, that's done for now. So water's done, bench is done, water video editing's done. So today's pretty chill. We did most of the editing work yesterday, so today really is just gonna be making more content. I will admit that I got lazy editing the Overwatch one. Like for Overwatch Mark 14, we did. I edited like 2 hours of it, right? But then I just left the remaining 2 hours as raw because it was just support games. You know, sometimes editing the Overwatch videos is so takes kind of too long. But it is what it is, right? But I might just do it raw again. Editing takes very long. I know editing doesn't like that. It does. Like I said before, when it comes to editing, when you do an activity for 2 hours, it will take nearly 1 hour and 30 minutes to edit it, right? So if you record a video for like 4 hours, it's going to take you nearly 3 hours to edit it. Just depends on the context, obviously, right? And depends on the context. No, it depends on the style of editing you do. I try to avoid the brain rot editing to a degree, but sometimes it feels like I make some brain rot influenced edits, like fast paced stuff, right? Honestly, I should just have it kind of raw. I like it raw. Like for example, I like the arc raw. Editing the arc videos just feels so weird. I did it for like cracked aisles. I didn't really like it. Took too long, and also just didn't really give much of a. I think it's because, for example, is that there's this arc YouTuber, right, who does who does like 100 days in arc, right, which is like 100 hours, but they turn 100 hours into like nearly 3 hours of video editing, and they just narrate what they do every single day. But to be honest, when I looked at their video, I don't even know who the YouTuber is. It just feels, I don't know, a lot of YouTube edits are really fast paced. I prefer personality ones. Exactly like Markiplier and like Queso, Jacksepticeye, right? More raw video versions, right? Because you get the person's personality more instead of just fast paced kind of, this is what I did, done. I mean, it depends. Just depends on the person, right? And keep in mind that most of the like highlights, no, most of the edits are from anons, so there's no face cam or anything. So they have to play a different game. Makes sense, right? You know what I mean? And they use like edits and memes and they use like memes and edits and stuff like that because there's no face cam and there's no the personality is based on how they edit. But for us, yeah, really just depends. Honestly, I might just start doing raw videos instead. I really do just prefer raw videos. Editing them just, I don't know. Except for Earth vlogs. Earth vlogs, I'll edit them a bit because you're only here for my framework. You're not really here to watch me actually exercise. You're just here to see what I'm talking about, what I'm up to. And I also edit the fishing videos too, because fishing videos is just silence, just constant casting. Alright, let's go check out right now. We're probably going to be a bit heavier because the lamb is quite dense. The lamb's a bit. Is it dense? I don't even know. All I know is that the lamb meat is a lot more fattier compared to the mackerel, right? So we don't exactly hit the protein, but. Oh, someone's there. Okay, someone's actually in the bathroom. Hold on. 71.22. We've actually broke past the 71 kg barrier now. Hmm, interesting. Also, I had to edit that out because when someone's in the bathroom, we have to really can't put the tripod in that spot, or then they're gonna end up if they open the door while the tripod's there, they're gonna break it. 71.2. 71.2. So we actually finally broke past the barrier. I mean, past the 70 kg range. So we're 71 now? Hmm. So the land was really that dense, was it? I feel like that doesn't make sense to a degree. Because we actually ate less grams in like total weight compared to the mackerel. Yeah, we'll see about it, right? We'll see about it. Yeah, but the lamb meat is just a bit too fatty, I think. Yeah, I think it's a bit too fatty because we can't even hit the. Might just have to. Might just. The lamb meat though is very fatty. Like the fat content compared to protein is not worth it. I think. Honestly, I might just not even eat it. It's. I might not. I might not even eat the lamb meat. I think eating 2 cans of mackerel is significantly better because you know the lamb meat doesn't even hit our protein and it maxes out the fats really fast. Do we even get good sun yesterday? No. Yeah, yesterday I literally just like a hermit crab. Literally just edited for like 6 hours straight. Matter of fact, I can even tell you what I did. So we arrived from fishing at like 12 or 11, 11 to 12. I had to edit our vlog, which took like an hour. I had to make operation thumbnail, which was around 30 minutes to an hour. A whole bunch of data work, and then Overwatch March 13th, and then Overwatch 14. So we were basically editing for like 8 hours straight. Oh shoot, yeah, that we actually did. Matter of fact, we literally were just editing work for 8 hours straight. Don't even think I took a break. Actually, the only breaks I do take is when I just go outside and just look at the sun for a bit. Not touch, just not. I absorb the sun for a bit, like for like 5 minutes. What's so good about the sun is that since it's intense, you only really need to spend like less than 10 minutes outside. It's like maybe 3 to 5 minutes in the sun on each side of your body, because you don't have to stay out there for that long, or you'll get sunburned. But yeah, it's pretty good. Just go in the sun butt naked for like what 5 minutes on one side, like just rotate your, basically just cooking yourself, literally. But it's good. It's great. You get more sun. You get more sun going outside naked than like I don't know. Well, not naked, but like, well, yeah, technically you can if you want. Obviously, it depends on your context, right? If you are living in a city where, if you're like living in like a city where there's no privacy, someone can just see you, then don't do it. Also, it just depends on like your area as well, right? If you got like neighbors that could see you, GG, but our location is completely buried. But even just going shirtless out in the sun is good, you know? Just don't get burnt. Also, it depends on your skin type as well, right? You might, if you want to start, you might as well just start doing like 1 minute on each side and then just seeing how your body reacts. Because some people, everyone's photosynthesis is a bit different. Some people might get burnt after like 1 minute. Some people might, some like black ones can like last for like more than 5 minutes. I guess for us, I've kind of just hit the sweet spot of 3 to 5 minutes, depending on the intensity. Yeah, but the break's really easy. You just go outside, absorb the sun for a bit, and go back inside. And like that, like 5 to 10 minutes of the sun session literally makes up for like so many hours just sitting inside doing nothing because you get so much sun. It's good. It almost, yeah, it's so worth it, you know? It's like that 10 minutes of absorbing the sun literally like minuses that 3 hour to 4 hour session of just sitting inside doing nothing, right? You just get so much good benefits from it. It's great. Is there anything else to talk about besides the sun? Not really. But when it comes to like, yeah, but when it comes to like actual hunting and fishing, I avoid the sun. It's not worth it. I don't really like going in the sun during hunting and fishing because I'm out there for like more than 10 minutes. I'm out there for hours, so I try to cover up as much as I can. And plus, when you do the sun, you don't need the sunscreen. So it's like I would literally prefer 10 minutes of photosynthesis absorbing the sun rather than like 2 hours of. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is that fishing is for fishing, not absorbing the sun. If I want to absorb the sun, I would absorb the sun individually. So I wouldn't treat going outside fishing as getting sunlight because I'm not. You know what I mean? So split the two. Don't say, oh, I'm going fishing and getting sun. You're not because you're gonna get burnt. It's not individually. I think that makes sense, right? It's kind of like it's kind of like going out for a walk, right? Oh, I'm going out for a walk and getting sun. No, you're going out for a walk. That's it. You're not going to get much good sun. If you want good sun, you might as well just focus on getting good sun. You know what I mean? You got to split the two. Yeah, that's exactly what I mean. I think that logic checks out. If you want sun, actually just get sun. Don't say I'm going outside for a walk or for a run to get sun because that you're not. My 10 minutes of sun is going to be much more efficient than your 2 hour walk to get sun. You know what I mean? Just makes sense. That's why you get all these like tan lines. Yeah. Matter of fact, that's exactly where you get the tan lines from. It's like your forearms will be like than more black than everything else, right? And you have like these tan lines in like shorts. But if you just go about naked, you're gonna get fully even as well. You ain't gonna get like no color difference. That's actually good. That makes sense now. That's why my tan lines aren't really. I don't really have much tan lines because when I'm actually doing something out in the sun, I will literally cover up myself and like almost hide everything except my face for a bit. But then everything else will be covered up, right? But then if I want to actually get sun, then I'll go naked and I'll be basically even. I talk so much about the sun, but unfortunately, summer's already gone. Seasons are changing. Leaves are falling off the trees. So it's going to be cold soon. Tragic. Right. That's about it. Now we are 71.2 kgs. So I'm going to see what that's about because that's actually us breaking past the that's breaking past our thing, which means we're actually gaining weight. I'm gonna have to go look at the mirror again. If I might have to decide today if I want to just avoid the lamb meat because it's just too fatty and and go back to the macro because two cans of macro chicks out the protein and it actually undermines the fat and stuff. I'll see about it. Alright, appreciate it, ladies and gentlemen. It's next time.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back. It's another variety stream today because, well, we have work today. So, yeah, I'm wearing this because it's actually kind of cold today, but the sun's out. Yep, we're going to do a story video today because I guess today was quiet, if I remember correctly, this morning. And then we'll probably go into, like, Overwatch and then probably Aberration. Yeah, something like that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, so let's begin. Story 2, and then we'll hop onto Overwatch and do the usual, right? Sounds about right. Alright, let's go. We did the first story. First story was about making friends in the gym. Probably not the best idea, but who cares, right? Alright, story 2 by Lewis. Lock-in. Let's have a look, Lock-in, you know what I mean?
I'm Lewis. I'm 22 years old, and I live in a small town in Kansas.
22.
It's a safe town. I've lived here for almost 14 years. I work at a Mexican restaurant, and I've been doing that for 4 years. It's not a bad job. I go to the gym every day with my friend Colton. He's 19. He's your typical redneck kind of guy, but he's chill and a good friend. This happened last summer. Colton had been dating a cheerleader from high school named Addie. She was 17. They met on a dating app and dated for about 4 months. Their relationship was toxic, to say the least.
What?
They fought over small things constantly. She didn't even like him going to the gym with me. She wanted him with her all the time. Eventually, Colton found out she had cheated on him with multiple guys. That was the final straw. He broke up with her.
Okay.
He didn't take it well.
Yo, look at that image there. Yo. Wait, look at that image. This gym's got like glass between the barrier. That's kind of cool. You gonna play Aberration later? Oh, what's good? Morning. How you doing, Smith? Playing Aberration later? Yeah, probably. Probably gonna be doing Overwatch for like maybe 1 to 2 hours. Because I've got like work at like, what, 3 or 1500? But yeah, we're doing story videos right now. Sorry. Yeah, look at this though. They got glass around the cardio machines. My gym doesn't have that.
One
What's the story about? Oh yeah, story. Guy broke up with girlfriend? Okay, Lock-in, right? Cheating with multiple guys? Okay.
Tuesday night, Colton and I were at the gym like usual. We normally go around 7 p.m. because he gets off work at 6. We were drinking our pre-workout and starting our session when the gym door opened and a girl walked in. She was wearing a red hoodie and blue leggings. Right away, something was off. She just stood there for a second staring at us instead of looking around the gym, moving, or looking at her phone. Then she walked towards the women's locker room, but kept looking back at us as she walked. Colton didn't really think much of it, but I did. A few minutes later, we heard noises coming from the women's locker room. It sounded like crying mixed with whispering. It was loud enough that we could hear it through our headphones. It wasn't normal crying. It sounded unstable, like someone talking to themselves while breaking down. We tried to ignore it and kept working out.
It is what it is,
About
right?
10 minutes later, she came out of the locker room wearing the exact same clothes. That's when it got stranger, because if you go into the locker room, you're usually changing to work out.
Hey man, if I saw that in real life, I wouldn't really pay attention to it, you know what I mean? Be like, oh, cool, right? You know, maybe they just use the bathroom. I've seen that happen before in the mornings. Some guy comes in dressed up, goes to the locker rooms. I don't know. I'm too busy doing my own videos, right? And then they just leave and they don't even work out. Some of them just use the bathroom or something. I don't know, but really depends. But again, I don't know. I wouldn't be that perspective. Be like, oh, you broke up with your girlfriend? All right, cool. Just let's work out, bro. What you want? Why you what? Like, damn.
But she didn't. She just walked out and started moving around the gym without actually using any equipment. She kept drifting closer to us, like too close, hovering near whatever machine we were on, watching us, not even really working out. I told Colton I was getting uncomfortable. We moved to another machine. A few minutes later, she was gone. But we didn't see her leave. We just realized she wasn't there anymore. We finished our workout around 8:40 p.m. and went outside to talk for a bit. I noticed a car sitting in the parking lot with its lights on. That felt weird because only 4 other people were there, and they had come together in one truck. But we brushed it off. About 10 minutes after I got home, Colton texted me asking if I remembered that girl from the gym. I said yeah. He asked what if it was Addie. That idea made my stomach drop. He said she had been acting crazy since the breakup and really wanted him back. I told him there was no way. It was probably just some random girl. Eventually, we both convinced ourselves it wasn't her and went to bed. Around 11:30 p.m., I heard knocking on my brother's window. I went to look outside, but didn't see anyone. A few minutes later, there was knocking on my window. Again, no one was there. Then I heard aggressive knocking at the front door. The doorknob started shaking violently. Not someone checking if it was unlocked, someone trying to get in. Then I heard a girl laughing. Not normal, playful laughter.
GG, he got caught in a crossfire. RIP, man. It is what it is, right? What can you do about that? She probably crazy. Gonna kill the ex's friends and have him all to her. Like, I mean, I don't know. What can you do in that situation, though? Locked door, security cameras, but you're kind of just in a crossfire of someone else's thing. Because, like, you really have no control at this point. Honestly, you really have, like, no... Can't do much about it, right? It is what it is. It's the same situation as just a psychopath coming to your door, right? It's like, oh, it is what it is. Same concept as someone robbing you. It's like, oh, it is what it is. Just caught in a crossfire, right? You know what I mean?
It was hysterical. Every few seconds, she would start laughing again like she was enjoying herself. I started feeling sick. Then my phone buzzed. A random number texted me saying to leave Colton alone. It said I convinced him to break up with her and that now I would pay the consequences. I knew immediately it was Addie. Another text came in. It was a picture of a knife in her hand. That's when it became real. She wasn't just angry. She was outside my house with a weapon. I texted my dad, who was thankfully still awake. He called the police immediately. The laughter stopped after a few minutes, but I was too scared to move and check. When the cops arrived, they found her sitting in the grass near the house like she had been waiting. They arrested her on the spot. She admitted everything to the officers. They asked if I wanted to press charges, and I said yes. I called Colton and told him what happened. He was just glad I was okay. The only thing I still don't understand is how she got my address.
Followed you?
I never gave it to her.
Followed you?
Colton swears he didn't either.
Followed you?
That part still bothers me.
Followed you?
Because if she found it once, she could have found it any time.
Yeah.
I'm just glad the police got there when they did.
She followed you home from the gym. That's it? That's the end of the story? What? I mean, yeah, I guess what else can you really say about that story, right? What else can you do in that story? That story is really just a it is what it is moment, right? It's like, well, what can you do about that? It's literally just same kind of story as like just going to the gym and just seeing some weird person and they just follow you home and it's just GG. It's like it is what it is, but like nothing else happened after that. Can't do much about that, right? It is what it is. All right, next story. You can't really learn much from that story, honestly.
I'm 25.
25.
I've been going to the
Damn.
same LA fitness in my town for a few years. I usually went after work around 6 in the evening. After a while, you start recognizing the regulars.
Also, it does make sense though, right? Didn't that person just say that they went to the gym at like 7 p.m.? Shouldn't that be like massively crowded? I find it hard to believe. Just saying. Because that last story just said at 7 p.m. he noticed the girl in the hoodie following and stuff, right? But it's like, bro, 7 p.m. in my area, that's just full. The car park's full. You're going when everyone else is going. So I'm assuming you're either just... That must just be a location, right? I don't know.
Even if you never talk to them. About 6 a while years. I usually went after work around 6 in the evening.
6 in the evening.
After a while, you start recognizing the regulars, even if you never talk to them.
Yep, that's true.
About 6 months ago, I started noticing a guy I hadn't seen before. The first time I really noticed him was during one of my leg days.
6 months.
I was doing squats, and when I finished a set, I looked up at the mirror in front of me and saw him sitting on a chest press machine behind me. He wasn't using it. He was just sitting there leaning forward with his elbows on his knees looking straight ahead. But when I started another set and looked up again, he was still sitting in the same position, now staring in my direction. When our eyes met, he quickly looked away. The next time I saw him was a couple days later.
What's the context of this? What's the context of this? Hold on. Let me rewind that real quick, because I'm thinking of something, right? Because it's either this guy's gay, or this is a woman telling the story. Because who the hell sits behind? It sounds like he's watching him, right? This must be a girl telling the story, right? Let me do it again real quick.
I'm 25.
25.
I've been going to the same LA fitness in my town for a few years.
Okay.
I usually went after work around 6 in the evening.
6 in the evening.
After a while, you start recognizing the regulars, even if you never talk to them. About 6 months ago, I started noticing a guy I hadn't seen before.
6 months.
The first time I really noticed him was during one of my leg days. I was doing squats, and when I finished a set, I looked up at the mirror in front of me and saw him sitting on a chest press machine behind me. He wasn't using it. He was just sitting there leaning forward with his elbows on his knees looking straight ahead. But when I started another set and looked up again, he was still sitting in the same position, now staring in my direction. When our eyes met, he quickly looked away. The next time I saw him was a couple days later. I was doing shoulder presses and noticed him sitting on a lat pull-down machine across the room. Again, he wasn't using it. The weight stack wasn't moving, and he had been sitting there the entire time I was working out. Every time I glanced over, I caught him looking at me before he turned his head away. After that, I started noticing him almost every time I went to the gym. The weirdest part was that I never actually saw him work out. He would just sit on machines or benches but never move the weights. One night, I was doing...
Does make sense, right? You said 6 months ago. So you're telling me that for 6 months straight, you saw this guy not move a single weight? I find that hard to believe. Because, like, the first consecutive week, if you notice that the man's not really doing anything, and he's just always watching you, that's already a red flag. But you said 6 months ago? Doesn't make sense.
Squats again, when I noticed him behind me holding his phone up in front of his chest.
GG, he's recording.
It was angled directly toward me. For a second, it looked like he was recording. The moment I turned around and stared at him, he lowered the phone and looked away. That was when I started feeling genuinely uncomfortable. Over the next week, I kept seeing him. Sometimes he'd be sitting near the dumbbells, sometimes on a machine across the room, but no matter where I was in the gym, he always seemed to have a clear view of me.
1 whole week. 1 whole week? So he never moved the weight the entire week, or what? Because if he wasn't moving weights for an entire week, he's obviously watching you. Is he jacked or something? What does he look like? Are you a woman? Well, sounds like red flags already, right? You know what I mean? Probably go during a more populated time. But I mean, 6 p.m. should be like super populated anyways, you know? Depends on the it's very hard to really judge the situation with the context, because I don't know how large your gym is. I don't know the security of it. And I don't know the staff hours either. Because, like, if I was a woman and that was happening already, one, I would go during staff hours. I would go during populated times. And if I did catch someone doing some suspicious things, I would just go to the employee and be like, yo, that man's a bit creepy. Can you check the CCTVs? I want to, like, you know what I mean? Like, you could just start taking action straight away. You know what I mean? But the fact it's already happened for a week without you taking any action, it just really depends. Because if there was that wouldn't happen in my area, because if not, that wouldn't happen because, you know, just, again, if you're a woman, go during staffed hours, go during public hours. If you catch someone creeping like that, go directly to the staff and talk to them and be like, yo, this man here, he's creepy. Can you check the CCTVs to see what he's actually doing? Because if he ain't moving weights and he's actually just creeping on you, then done. The staff will pull up the CCTV. Oh yeah, yeah. He just sits there and watch you all day. You want to contact? You want to contact the police? We have his ID. We have, because obviously the way to get into the gym, the man needs a membership. So obviously with the membership, they can track his ID and then bing bong, jail or something, right?
One
Depends
night,
on the context,
I went
though.
to refill my water bottle, and when I turned the corner toward the fountain, he was suddenly standing there only a few feet away. It startled me because I had never seen him that close before. He looked down the moment he realized I noticed him, and he quietly walked past me without saying anything. After that, I decided to change my routine. Instead of going around 6 like I usually did, I started going around 9 at night. The gym.
What? Why would you go Was 6 p.m. not isolated enough?
is a lot quieter then.
A lot quieter. I swear if you're a woman, why would you do that? That literally just goes against what I just said. Go during populated hours. Go when there's staff hours. If you're going later at 9 p.m., staff ain't gonna be there. It's more quiet and isolated. GG. You're dead. I already said this many times in my own gym videos, right? If you're a woman, don't go during golden hour. Don't go during, it's not a good idea. Regardless.
Figured if he had a normal schedule, he probably wouldn't be there.
But you said he's not normal already.
The first night I tried it, I walked in and scanned the room right away.
He's there.
He wasn't there. The same thing happened the next few nights. I thought maybe I had solved the problem.
Now he's gonna find it.
Then one weekend, my friends and I went out to a bar downtown. It was crowded and loud like most places on a Saturday
You went
night.
to a bar?
And there he was. I turned around while we were standing near the back of the room and saw the guy sitting alone at a small table near the wall. It took me a second to realize it was the same guy from the gym.
He's a shadow.
He was wearing a dark jacket and a baseball hat pulled low over his face. When I noticed him, he was staring directly at me. The second he realized I had seen him, he looked down at his drink. Over the next 20 minutes, I caught him looking at me several more times. Each time he'd quickly look away. Eventually, I leaned toward my friends and said I wanted to go somewhere else. We left and walked a few blocks to another bar. I didn't see him again that night.
To another
but
bar?
The whole thing stayed in my mind. The scariest moment happened 2 weeks later. There's a nature preserve near my house with a long trail I sometimes run during the day.
2 weeks?
It was a cloudy afternoon when I started
What happened during those 2 weeks?
my run on the dirt path that leads deeper.
Sorry, what was that?
It was a cloudy afternoon when I started my run
Cloudy afternoon, you going for a run. I thought you go to the gym. What are you doing?
on the dirt path that leads deeper into the preserve. About 10 minutes in, I noticed someone jogging behind me. At first, it didn't seem unusual.
This doesn't make sense. I don't understand what's going on. Huh? I don't know. Okay, I mean, sure, I guess going for a jog, right? Alone when it's cloudy as a woman in the nature preserve? Are you like asking to get kidnapped or something? Probably. GG. He probably been stalking her for like a long time. She just doesn't know. He been stalking her for a long time, definitely.
But after a minute, I realized the distance between us wasn't changing at all. He stayed the exact same distance behind me the entire time. I slightly increased my pace, and within seconds, I heard his footsteps speed up too. I sped up again, and he did the same thing.
GG.
When I glanced back briefly, I saw a man wearing a hat with his head down jogging behind me. His build looked exactly like the guy from the gym. That's when the adrenaline kicked in. I knew there was a small dirt exit path up to a nearby street if you took a sharp left ahead. I started running faster and faster until I was almost sprinting. His footsteps got louder behind me. When I turned onto the narrow dirt path leading up to the street, I heard him break into a full sprint too.
Oh, you're dead.
I ran as fast as I possibly could. When I reached the street, I started screaming for help.
Smart.
A man who had been standing in his driveway across the road immediately looked over. The second the guy behind me saw someone else, he stopped at the edge of the trail. I turned and saw him hesitate for a moment before turning around and running back into the woods. The man from the driveway came over to check on me while I tried to catch my breath. By the time I looked back toward the trail, the guy was completely gone. I never saw him at the gym again after that day. A few weeks.
To be honest, in a plot twist scenario, that might have not even been the same guy from the gym. It could have just been a straight up weirdo. Just saying. Just saying, because you didn't get it. You can't really confirm that was the guy. You could, tie it into him, right? But that could have just been a completely different dude who was just gonna get you. Like, why would you do that anyways? Oops. Sounds like the person in the video is a woman, because I highly doubt a man's that gay for another man to do that, right? Highly doubt that. Alright, what do we learn, ladies and gentlemen? If you're a woman, just be with friends. I don't understand. Just be with friends. Go during public hours. Go during staffed hours. If you catch any kind of suspicious behavior, just report it straight away. Don't live alone. If you're young, live with your parents. Live with roommates or something. What else is there? If you like running outside alone as a woman, get a dog or something. Honestly, yeah, it depends on the context of your scenario, of course. But yeah, because same thing goes for a man, by the way. It's just that for a man, they're a bit more unpredictable, right? Like, it's more risky to chase a man rather than a woman, because physical strength is slightly different. If you're chasing a man, he might just turn on you and you know what I mean? It's like, it's insane. All right, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys appreciated that little story. I guess we'll move on to something else now, right? Bit.